This pianist clearly has normal vision, deliberately pretends to be blind because he knows people don't guard themselves around blind people, often snooping on clients' privacy while playing at their homes. Little did he know this habit would bring him deadly trouble. One day, Jack was invited to perform at a wealthy man's home. The door was opened by the rich man's wife, Ellie, who said her husband wasn't home, wanting to cancel the performance. But Jack, having already been paid, insisted on entering. While they argued, an elderly lady suddenly opened her door across the hall. Ellie had no choice but to invite him in, thinking it was just a minor incident. Jack began playing when suddenly he saw a body lying on the floor. The music stopped abruptly. Ellie's expression immediately changed, thinking Jack had discovered her secret. Fortunately, Jack responded, cleverly smiling and saying he needed the bathroom. Only then did Ellie's suspicions fade unexpectedly. A gunman was hiding in the bathroom. To avoid suspicion, Jack had to continue pretending to be blind, returning to the living room with Ellie's assistance. The dead man was the wealthy client who hired him. Turns out the rich man returned home early to surprise his wife, but caught her with the muscular man. They killed him to cover up their affair. Jack continued playing piano while suppressing his fear, while the man and Ellie hurriedly disposed of the body thanks to Jack's excellent acting. Ellie didn't see through his pretense. After leaving the mansion, Jack hesitated whether to report to police, because once reported, his blind act would be exposed. After careful consideration, he still went to the police station. Halfway through his story, the muscular man from the rich man's house suddenly appeared. Turns out he was actually the sheriff. When the sheriff asked what brought him there, Jack changed his story, claiming his cat was killed. The sheriff half believed him, deciding to escort him home personally. Once inside, Jack removed his contact lenses, but the sheriff noticed newspapers on the table. Jack explained they were for cat litter. The sheriff persisted, deliberately throwing a knife beside him. Seeing Jack didn't dodge, the sheriff finally believed he was truly blind and left reassured. Days later, the rich man's body was discovered, but the sheriff ruled it an accidental death. Jack was invited to play at the funeral, where the rich man's daughter approached him, hoping he would teach her piano. To keep his secret, Jack had to agree. Meanwhile, the elderly neighbor told a police officer before Jack entered the mansion another muscular man had gone in, possibly the murderer. The officer immediately asked Ellie to confirm, but Ellie claimed the old lady's eyesight was failing. The kind elderly woman consequently met with deadly trouble. The next day, Jack went to teach the daughter piano. As the elevator doors opened, he saw Ellie pushing the old lady down the stairs.